almost set for a start in race 2. The BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. This is the red group, and the first of their qualifying races over 15 laps. Out on front on the grid is car 68, Murray Pierce from Stratford, in Chev Camaro. Number 19 beside him is Grant Campbell from Wellington, racing a Chev Monza. Car 38 is Brian Hartley. He's from Palmerston North. He's a former circuit racer, driving the very quick, very impressive Rover, which took second place in the New Zealand Championship race last season. Car 25 is Grant Reed from Paraparaumu. There's a Chev Camaro, the Pennzoil machine. Been impressively quick here at Bay Park as he's raced to come to grips with his surface over the last few weeks. They are rolling. The first of the qualifying races in the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. This is red group. Are finding it out over 15 laps. Remember, they're looking for the top 6 point scorers. The top 6 to score points in this and the other qualifying heats. Win a place in the finals tomorrow night. Starters just checking if they're holding their places. Maybe this time as we come out of turn 4, we'll see the green flag. That means the start in the first of the qualifying heats. The BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. This is the red group. And they have a green flag. They are away. Yellow flag is out. That means slow down. You saw a tangle up between 3 cars as they went into turn 1. Someone's lost a non-essential part of their car sitting on the track. The officials will remove the offending piece of equipment to get the cars back into place on the grid, and we'll be set for a start again. Remembering the point system, if you do want to keep tally tonight, the winner of each of these qualifying heats wins 20 points. Second place car gets 19 points, and so on. They work their way down to 1 point for the last place car. They're working a grid rotation system for the start. That ensures fairness. Hello, we have a last-minute tyre change for local Neil Head in car 18 in his Pontiac Trans Am. It's a brand new car, racing for the first time this season. And looks like local Jeff Fletcher in car 8 has some questions to ask of his pit crew team as well. What's that bumping? What's that squeaking? What's that smoke? What's that dreadful smell, maybe he's asking. Jeff Fletcher, he's a farmer from Cambridge. He has raced so well in car 8, the Rose Transport car. He's a member of the Bay Park Saloon car team. He was the 89-1990 New Zealand Grand Prix champion. Everything's A-OK by the looks of it. And Jeff Fletcher in car 8 works his way around, takes his place at the back of the grid. Normally would be quite a handicap, but as we mentioned, working the grid rotation system ensures that he's got equal chance with everyone else. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't picked up a copy yet of tonight's official program, can I suggest you do that very quickly? It has space for you to keep track of all the races tonight. You can point score for these cars. It's a 40-page colour supplement, glossy pages, a very handsome memento of these 2 nights' great racing. It'll see you through tonight and tomorrow night's racing, for sale at both the gate entries and the Bay of Plenty Times caravan. They're away again. And it is car 68, Murray Pierce from Stratford, who leads them through the first of the qualifying heats over 15 laps for the VP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships, being raced very hard by Dennis Bolton, car 2, who's got the inside line. He's from Christchurch. He has a very quick Chev Corvette. Look at him go for the inside. Oh, golly, what a shame. Murray Pierce from Stratford into the wall and spoils his chance, and he was doing so well out in front. Again, the yellow flag comes out. Oh, it's badly bent up. Car 68, Murray Pierce. What a disappointing start for him. To the qualifying heats. Right-hand side of his car, twisted and torn. That's what a thump into these walls can do. Those cars are deceptively quick. They go out of line. They go too wide. They hit those walls. They haven't got the steel bars that the stock cars have got to bounce off the wall. The tyres take the full force of the bump, and that is the end result. What a shame. Murray Pierce from Stratford. The end of the racing for him. He has the Repechage events tomorrow night. Once he's got the car straightened out, he's still in with a chance. The pit crew will be onto that car as quickly as they can get it out the back. And he's still in with a chance. So, that gives Dennis Bolt from Christchurch in car 2 a good chance. He is the South Island Saloon Car Champion. Obviously a force to be reckoned with amongst this very, very healthy field of cars and talented drivers here tonight. In second place, number 38, Brian Hartley from Palmerston North, the former circuit racer. They hold them under the yellow flag. Well, the starters cast their eye over the field to make sure that no one's taken advantage of the yellow flag stop to jump ahead a place. The moment they're happy that everyone's held their place, it'll be a green flag again, and they will be racing. And we'll be right back into it with a hot action in this 15-lap qualifying race. Third place, car 25, Grant Reid from Palapara in his Chev Camaro. He knows this track well after racing here in recent weeks at Bay Park. He's one of the top contenders who's taken the chance to visit, to race, to get to know the terracotta clay surface of this track and just how it goes with the long straights and the tight corners. You'll see the marshals out with the blackboard. They're trying to signal to the offending driver to move either forward or back in places. The moment they're happy that he's done what he's told, it'll be a green flag and they'll be racing again. In fourth place, car 66, the Burrows machine of Grant Colson. He's across from Stratford. He won the big Auckland 30-lapper race earlier this season in his Corvette. Do they get the green flag this time? No, sirree. As the night goes on, this very, very well-controlled track surface will pack down even tighter. It's looking very smooth, very raceable, as the drivers call it. And hopefully we shouldn't see any other sideways slides like Murray Pierce and car 68 had to endure. Maybe this time. Yes, they have it, a green flag again. And Dennis Bolt is away, making the most of that great start in car 2. Brian Hartley in car 38, giving it everything he's got for second place. And right up his tail, number 25, Grant Reid for Wellington. Look at these cars go. And look how close it is between the first four places. You'll see car 66 locked up there for the full half of that fast straight. like he's got problems as well with his inside left tyre on the front. That'll be making it very, very hard racing for Graham Colson from Stratford in car 66. Yes, you'll see every time he has to brake, that wheel just locks up. Imagine how hard that is to steer out those corners, Newties. Holding third place equal fourth place maybe in car 66. Just looking for a gap, but having to contend with that flat inside left tyre. Dennis Bolt still holding that first place, but it's neck and neck, side-by-side racing for second, third place. Grant Reed in car 25 being held to the outside line. He's just looking for that extra few horsepower to fly past number 2. The straight's just not quite long enough. Is it maybe? Yes, he does it. Goes round the outside. He has done it. He is through for first place. Grant Reed from Wellington in the Chev Camaro. The very quick, the very impressive car 25. Dennis Bolt moves back to second in his Chev Corvette. And now number 38, the big rover of Brian Hartley, looks to move on up to second place. Yes, he does it. Again, number 2 goes wide, leaves the gap, and loses, in fact, 2 places. As 38, Brian Hartley, and number 66, Graham Colson, flat inside, front left tyre and all, move through to second and third place. It is all Grant Reed's race at the moment. The other cars making their way around the slower tail enders now. It makes racing just a little bit more difficult. Fairly well spread out. At least they haven't got the problems of bunched up slower cars to work their way through. Oh, number 12. Goes wide, spins out. In fact, he's pulling out. So it is a clear track. No traffic ahead at the moment for number 25, Grant Reed. He's from Wellington. It's a Chev Camaro. Holding second place, the big rover of Brian Hartley from Palmerston North. Being challenged hard and fast though by 66, Graham Colson. Very quick, visitor from Stratford. Racing with a flat tyre. And his last lap, the white flag shows to number 25. Here will be a very, very pleased man. Local Bruce Beaumont in fourth place with his car 6. He's the one who lost the side panel. Out comes the checkered flag. And look at that, a very, very deserved wave of the checkered flag for number 25, Grant Reed. It is second and third for 38. Brian Hartley from Palmerston North, 66. Graham Colson from Stratford in third place. And Bruce Beaumont, car 6, looks like pulled fourth place. All very, very happy people as they count up the points. Remembering the top 6 point scorers from each of these groups. There is a blue group, a gold group, and a red group. Each group races 3 times. They tally up the points. And the top 6 point scorers from each group win their way through to the finals tomorrow night. And for those who don't make it for one reason or another, the racing, the chances haven't ended, because there will be 2 repechage races first up on the program tomorrow night. And the winners of those 2 races, just the winner, the first place getter for those 2 repechage races, they join the field for the finals of the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Very shortly, it's the second of the qualifying races. This is blue group. First up on the grid is car 21. That's Ken Dibben. He's from Gisborne, racing a Chev Monza. And behind him is number 56, Lindsay Sharp, visiting from Wellington, and his Chev Camaro. Number 99, the Radio Taranaki car, is Alan King George, who came third in the New Zealand Saloon Car Championships last year. As you'd expect, with the Radio Taranaki sign very proudly displayed on the side, he races at home track Stratford. And there is one of our favourite locals, Dave Sutton in car 23, lined up beside him on the grid, the Totten Pollock car. Dave took a layoff last season when he saw the lineup of races for this season and saw that the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships were scheduled for home track. He said, hello, I'm heading back to racing. And he's turned out in that very, very competitive Corvette, number 23. He won the big 30-lapper saloon car race held here at the Totten Pollock Speedway on December 27. Incidentally, also took home the $2,500 winner's purse for that race. He won the feature race at the last meeting with a superb drive. He started from the back of the field and worked his way through. Keep an eye on number 23, Dave Sutton, in the Totten Pollock car. 27 is another favoured local, Morris Cowling. He's from Matamata. Races the Kiwi FM Pontiac. Always looks great and races fantastically. That's the car that had the major crash here at the Totten Pollock Speedway back in November. Had to be rebuilt from scratch. But right from the word go, from the moment that car appeared back on the track, it's been racing right up with the very best of them. Number 96 is Lance Jennings. He's from Auckland, always performs well here at the Totten Pollock Speedway. He won the North Island Championship in Napier 3 weeks ago. No green flag yet. Car 5 is Dave McClymont, driving a Chev Monza. This is his home track. '67 is Richard Pearce. He's another who's made the trip across from Stratford. Always races with the best of them at the Taranaki track. Maybe this time they get the green flag for the second of the qualifying heats. The blue group racing for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. They have the green flag, and it's a great start for Ken Dibben from Gisborne in car 21. They go into the first turn with no problems. The cars are all bunched up. It's always a very trying time for them, a tough time when those cars are so close and racing in such a bunch. They all come through it. And look at number 24 go. That's Jeff Tom. He's from Stratford. The Ford Sierra is flying. He has the outside line. He is holding it for first place. Has to go wide. He will have the power to retain first place, but only just. It is side-by-side racing for Jeff Tom. He has to go very, very wide into the far turn. Loses a couple of placings, and hello, Dave Sutton is through. One of the favoured locals. The man we were talking about who made his comeback for racing is there at the front already. He didn't have one of the favoured start spots, but he has done it by sheer grit and determination in car. And knowing this track so well, look at him go, Dave Sutton in car 23. The field spreads out. Jeff Tom holds second place in the Sierra XR8. And Morris Cowling from Matamata in car 27, challenging hard, third place at the moment. And fourth place being fought out between Lance Jennings at 96 from Auckland. And number 21, Ken Dibben, the man who had that head start on the field. He's fallen back. He's now back to fifth place. And look at the side-by-side racing for second and third place. But Morris Cowling in car 27 gets through. It is two of the Totten Pollock Speedway regulars, first and second. Dave Sutton leading in car 23. Morris Cowling at number 27 giving it everything he's got. And Jeff Tom from Stratford, who doesn't have the advantage of knowing this track quite as well as the others, giving it his best shot in third place. There's not much between the first four places. They are screaming on this track surface, which is now well packed down. It is super quick, extremely fast. And now come the problem of working their way through some of the tail enders. You'll see car 67, Richard Pierce, hanging it out wide as he went through turn 2. And the others managed to make their way through there as they come in turns 3 and 4. And yes, they've all got through the first of the tail enders. Number 23, Dave Sutton first. Morris Cowling in 27 second. And just an inch or two behind, Jeff Tom in car 24, challenging hard for third, looking for a gap, and never saying die. Mickey Quinn has pulled out, has he or not? No, he's back on the track. That is the man who's hoping to make it another New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. Not looking particularly healthy in car 1. Flew into the center of the track. We thought he was pulling out, but he said no way. Perhaps he's ignoring a red light. He is back there, but see, it's still a long way down. Car 99, Alan King George from Stratford pouring out the smoke. That's not a healthy sign. There's the white flag. Last lap for Dave Sutton. All he's got to do is hold it straight, give it his best shot, not give an inch, and the checkered flag will be his. And yes, it is! He has done it! 20 points under his belt already. Dave Sutton, the man who took the big 30-lapper here at Totten Pollock Speedway, wins the first of his qualifying heats for Blue Group at the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. He will be a very, very happy man as he does his circuit around the track to show off the checkered flag, to say, this is what the rest of you have got to contend with for the rest of tonight and tomorrow night. He is fired up, obviously. He is firing on all 8 cylinders. Dave Sutton. He's a 393 cubic inch small block Chevy in his car 23. It has mechanical fuel injection which delivers methanol directly to the engine. The big V8 is safe to rev to 8,000 RPMs. Turns out 600 to 650 horsepower. And you can see that he used each and every bit of that to win the first of the Blue Group qualifying heats tonight. Dave Sutton from Tauranga, car 23. And out come the cars for the Gold Group in the first of their qualifying heats tonight. Again, it's over 15 laps. And the adrenaline will be flowing. These guys have seen just how quick the track is. They've seen that it's very raceable. And they will be looking to secure a place amongst the 6 best from this Gold Group to work their way through to the finals tomorrow night. Out front of the grid is John Scott in car 35. He's from Auckland. He's come down in his Chev Corvette, the blue and yellow machine. And behind him is car 15. That's Phil Buckland. A Holden Commodore. This is his home track. Number 42, and behind him is Blondie Chamberlain in the Houston's Plumbing Centre machine. He's from Stratford. He's the 3 times winner of the title New Zealand Saloon Car Champion. And he's attempting to become the only person to hold that title 4 times. Obviously one of the favoured cars and drivers here at the VP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships, car 42. You watch him fly. It is a borrowed car. He was here a couple of meetings back, sorting out the car, sorting out the track. Here's another who has made a comeback, especially for these New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Blondie Chamberlain. He has a reputation to live up to. He is hoping to become the first person to win that title of New Zealand Saloon Car Champion 4 times. He's won it 3 times. He won his first title here at the Todd and Pollock Speedway 8 years ago. And he's driving a Camaro, number 42 tonight, Blondie Chamberlain. There's Dean Waddell, and beside him, the very impressive car which won these New Zealand Saloon Car Championships last year under the expert guidance of Mickey Quinn, now owned by local Dean Waddell, who has raced superbly quick right through the season. He have the green flag this time on the first time round. They get it. Maybe caught them a little bit on the hop, but they are flying. And number 35, John Scott from Auckland, holds that first place. Peter Sloman from Palmerston North on 85 holds the second. And we have yellow flag as Kevin Fillingham, one of the locals from Todd and Pollock Speedway, in his Pontiac Trans Am, the ZHFM car, ended up in the wall. He's moving. The car doesn't look to be too much out of shape. Hopefully he didn't bump into that wall too hard in car 61. Kevin Fillingham. He is taking his place again on the start grid, we hope. He's from Tuakau. That is a Pontiac. He is not pulling out. That is great news. The car went up in flames at the first meeting of the season here at Todd and Pollock Speedway. And he suffered some reliability problems earlier in the season with the car. He's been working hard to sort it out, to shake it down, as they say. And he's been getting quicker and quicker and more competitive as the season's gone on. He is still racing after going into the wall. He has back place on the grid. And hello, they've pulled a piece off Blondie Chamberlain's car. So he'll be perhaps pleased that the yellow flag was given. And he doesn't have to get round the track with a tail hanging off the back end. So here we have it. The cars are rolling again. Hopefully we'll get a start as quickly as we did the first time round. And hopefully the rest of the race will be incident-free. As these cars fire on all 8 cylinders and fly, and yes, they are away again. There's no mucking around. And again, John Scott in car 35. The yellow and blue machine is flying in first place. It is Peter Sloman from Palmerston North, second in car 85. And holding third place is Andy Horsburgh. He's the local in the RMD car number 9. Dean Waddell, number 81 in fourth place. He'll be looking for a gap to fly past. This could be it. Look at him go in car 81. No, maybe not. Held back. That's unusual for Dean Waddell. Maybe he's looking for the inside line. In the meantime, the race belongs to number 35, John Scott from Auckland. Look at him go. A big gap to the rest of the field. Peter Sloman, number 85, has the track all to himself in second place. And then we have a big bunch up the third, fourth and fifth place. They're looking for a way round on Andy Horsburgh. Have they got it? Blondie Chamberlain goes on the outside. Dean Waddell looks for the inside line. They didn't quite get it. So Andy Horsburgh holds that third place. But those others are scorching his tail. They're breathing fire. They're breathing down his neck. And Blondie Chamberlain will be sweating on the outside line. Dean Waddell, look at him go. He's got the outside line now, but no, Blondie Chamberlain is there again. Look at those two swap places for fourth and fifth place. Neck by neck, neck and neck. Two top races. Blondie Chamberlain, number 42. Dean Waddell, the local, in 81. Giving it everything they've got. They are nudging into number 9, Andy Horsburgh, looking for a gap. Maybe Blondie Chamberlain's got it this time. He will have foot hard to the floor now. He flies. Has he got it? Yes, he has. He's through into third place. Right, he sets his sight on that first and second now, but boy, has he got a big gap to make up the difference. What a wonderful race for number 35. It's John Scott from Auckland, driving the blue and yellow Chef Corvette, catching up to some of the tail enders, working his way through some of the slower traffic. He's not doing anything rash. He's not taking any chances. He's got nothing to lose just by holding the line, the place that he's got. Peter Sloman, number 85, holds that second place. And Blondie Chamberlain is flying in 42. He has the track to himself. He's in third place. He'll be doing his very best to catch up, maybe make a place, but he knows that third place is good for 17 points. And that'll be enough at this stage to keep him in with a good chance of making the finals tomorrow night of the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Dean Waddell in car 81, still holding that fourth place. Hasn't found a gap to work his way past Andy Horsburgh, who is racing very well in his Chrysler Charger number 9. But hello, we have Jeff James from Wellington in car 82 who's sneaked past. He's now up to third place. That took a bit of great driving. White flag, that means last lap. It has been a lead from start to finish. The number 35, John Scott from Auckland. Here he comes, and he gets the checkered flag. Great race. Peter Sloman from Palmerston North, number 85 is second. Blondie Chamberlain in car 42 through for third. That is great racing for the first of the qualifying heats for the gold group. John Scott from Auckland in the Total Auto Spares car. Give him a cheer. Give him a round of applause. He's made the trip down from Auckland. He has high hopes tomorrow night for the finals of the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. He couldn't have got a better start than tonight with a first placing in the first of the qualifying heats for gold group over 15 laps. John Scott from Auckland with the checkered flag. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the second of the qualifying races for the red group. Again, it's over 15 laps. And at the front of the grid is car 18. That's Neil Head. This is his home track. It's a new car this season. It is a Courageous Camaro. And it has been very, very competitive throughout the season. Next to him is car 7, Ray Duncan, another local from Tauranga in the Mazda RX-7. He's the man who found that his car was just a little bit short when it came to scrutineering. That was soon corrected, and there he has, front of place in the second qualifying heat for red group. Do they get the green flag? Yes, they do. And the two locals are flying. There is Graham Colson in car 26, who gets the jump on the others, flies out the front, and he is giving it everything. Graham Colson, the Chef Corvette from Stratford, has a clear lead. Holding second place, Neil Heads. And third place now is number 75, Kelvin Abbott. Again, this is his home track. Racing the Chev Corvette, number 75. First, second, and third. And Jeff Fletcher, who's been so quick throughout the season, in fourth place, looking for a chance, looking for a gap. And what a shame. Car 2, Dennis Bolt, the Dulux machine has pulled out. He'll be a very disappointed man. But no problems for Graham Coulson and car 66, scorching up the track in first place. Neil Heads giving it everything he's got in that new car to hold second place. Going wide for third is Kelvin Abbott, another local. And making him a fight for his third place is Jeff Fletcher. Car 8 in fourth place. Alan Saville from Palmerston North, car 78, is in fifth place. Well, he was. But car 25, that of Grant Reid, which won the first of the heats for the red group, works his way through. He is flying. He's saying, if I can win the first of the heats, and I'll take the second as well, give it an equal chance. And he is flying for fifth place. Hey, no problems for number 66, Graham Coulson. Still leading as they give it everything they've got for 15 laps. Neil Head from Tauranga will be very happy with his second place in car 18. And Kelvin Abbott, yet another local, will be smiling with his third place as well. That'll be good enough at this stage to almost assure them of a place when the points are tallied for the finals racing tomorrow night. They're not going to do anything too silly. They're not going to push their car beyond the limits, knowing they've got a fair few races to make them last through yet. The rest of the qualifying heats is yet another qualifying heat for the red group to come tomorrow night. And then the three of the finals races tomorrow night. They won't want to cook those motors. They won't want to be too hard on those tyres. They won't want to make that suspension work too hard. Their minds will be working overtime as they say, hey, a second, third or fourth place is going to be good enough for me when it comes to points. All right, it's white flag time. Time to signal the last lap for Graham Coulson. Yes, he has it. He's only got to hold that line for the last lap. Mixed up with number 17, Brent Baker from the tail enders. He says, I won't do anything silly, and he gets it. Yes, sirree. Number 66, Graham Coulson through first. Neil Head in car 18 through for second. And it looks like Kelvin Abbott, another local from Bay Park, holding that third place in car 75. Well, the locals doing so well in second and third place. And number 66, Graham Coulson, in the Burrows machine, takes the second of the qualifying heats for the red group. Give him a big hand of applause. Look at that. That's how happy he is. He is ecstatic, obviously. Picking up 20 points for that win. Almost guaranteed a place in the finals unless something goes drastically wrong. He's from Stratford. He won the big Auckland 30-lapper race earlier in this season. His Corvette is built by top car builder Murray Gorge. very well-known name when it comes to saloon car racing. Graham Coulson from Stratford, picking up another 20 points. Well done. All right, they take the line now for the second of the qualifying heats for the blue group. Again, over 15 laps, these cars running scorching hot. These drivers know exactly what to expect now from the others in their field. In their qualifying heats, know what to expect as well from this track, which appears to be holding up very well. That surface, very smooth, very quick, and very raceable. Front place on the grid is car 67, Richard Pearce from Stratford. Next to him is at car 96, Lance Jennings in the Spa-Pool factory car from Auckland. It's a Corvette. He won the North Island Championship in Napier just 3 weeks ago and won the New Zealand Grand Prix title at Waikaraka Park in Auckland last weekend. Third place on the start grid is car 71, Richard Bennett from Huntley, the big Ford Thunderbird, which has been racing very well at the track right through the season. Now, number 58 is Basil Jones from Nelson, one of the South Islanders who's made the trip up. He's been racing for a good 10 years or so now. Always turns out at the Nelson track and the Blenheim track. One of the top names there, the Sun City Motors car. He runs his own Sun City Motors used car yard in Nelson, sells top-of-the-line cars, and has turned out a top-of-the-line car here to race amongst the blue group for the New Zealand Saloon Car Championships, racing courtesy of BP. Now that's Mickey Quinn taking his place, second place on the grid in car 1. He hasn't been performing particularly well. The car won its first race last weekend. It's a brand new car this season. He has a lot to live up to. He has twice been the New Zealand champion in the years 88 and 89. He is the current North Island champion. He spent the northern summer driving the equivalent machines in the States, and they are away. They have the green flag. They are flying. That is a great start for Lance Jennings from Auckland in car 96. Look at him go in the Spa-Pool factory car. He is scorching away from the machine. A bit of a tangle up further down in the field. No one's out. Puts out the two tail enders. They're going to have to do some extra work to catch up. Lance Jennings looking so good. He is away in first place. Got all 24. Jeff Tom from Stratford, one of the favoured cars here. Thumped that wall. He's still going. Doesn't appear to have upset him. But that was a fair thump. Put the car up on 2 wheels. We'll watch him. He's going slow. No, that back right-hand wheel is not happy. What a shame. What an end for Jeff Thom. Oh, shows his disappointment there. Spins into the middle track. The front right wheel hanging out in a horrible angle as well. No problems yet, though, for 96, Lance Jennings. First place is all his. It's a close race, though, for second and third. Number 71, the big Ford Thunderbird of Richard Bennett in second. And in behind him, Basil Jones, the top of the South racer. He is scorching. He is third place at the moment, but he is saying, not for long, mate. He has the outside line. He's giving it everything he's got. He's right in beside number 71, Richard Bennett, but... This is saloon car racing at its very best. As the blue group go to their second qualifying heat. They're running out of chances if they haven't got enough points under their belt already for the finals tomorrow night for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. It is fast and furious. We have the cars packed up. Not as spread out as they have been on the other races. And yes, Lance Jennings in car 96. having to go wide as he catches up to some of the tail enders. He's got that extra power though, and you can see it on the far straight as he just guns it down. Makes up a couple of places through the tail enders. Always aware that Richard Bennett from car 71 is not far behind. Hello, we have some more trouble on the track. Someone else has spun out. The yellow flag is out. We only have half the track in turn 1 and 2. That shuts out some of the others. They all have to take the inside line. It is car 67 who had the problems. That of Richard Pearce from Stratford. He's away and racing again. He didn't hit the wall. He'll be cursing under his breath though, knowing that's cost him a couple of places. Right, they keep them rolling, keep them running as they get them back into line, back into position before we get a green flag for a restart on the second qualifying heat for blue group. It's over 15 laps. No, they hold them with a yellow flag. Well, number 96, Lance Jennings from Auckland, will be very, very pleased that he is leading this heat. He won the North Island Championships in Napier, as I mentioned. He won the New Zealand Grand Prix title at Auckland last weekend and is looking to make it a clean sweep of the season's major Speedway control board titles. Lance Jennings in 96, car 96, the Spa-Pool factory machine, leading this race. Not far ahead, though, of number 71, Richard Bennett. He's from Huntley in the big Ford Thunderbird, and they are racing again. Basil Jones, at number 58, from Nelson. The Sun City Motors machine has third place, and as you can see under the restart, it lets them bunch up a little bit. Lance Jennings in 96 doesn't have that big lead he had before. Second and third are breathing down his neck, and Basil Jones is giving it everything he has got. He has done it. He is through to second place. He will be pleased about that restart under the yellow flag. He knows he's got another 19 points under his belt with second place. Maybe that's not enough. Basil Jones from Nelson sets his sights on an extra point for first place, and he gives it everything down that back straight. Eyes planted firmly on number 96, Lance Jennings, still holding that front line. He's been there since the start. It's been a dream race for him. He doesn't want anything to go wrong in what remains of this big 15-lapper. Third place, Richard Bennett, the big Ford Thunderbird, the red and blue number 71, looking good in third place, and Mickey Quinn in number 3, breathing down his tailpipe, fourth place. He'll be happy with that. That means a good number of points as well, as he continues to sort out the red Quinn machine. The mean number 1, Mickey Quinn, the reigning champion, who's got a lot to live up to. White flag, that is last lap now, as Lance Jennings stays out of trouble, holds that first place, and comes around, no doubt, as a very, very happy man to take the checkered flag. He gets it. Second place is Basil Jones from Nelson, who did so well. It's a third place for 71, Richard Bennett, who just held out number 1, Mickey Quinn, in the red machine, number 1 in fourth place. They'll be doing a mental tally of the points now, with one qualifying heat to go. That is blue group. Number 96, Lance Jennings from Auckland, the Spa-Pool Factories white machine. He takes the second qualifying heat for the blue group. In behind him, number 69, which is Jeff Smith, another local, racing a Ford Sierra. The bright red, number 82, is Jeff James. He's from Wellington. He's brought his Pontiac Trans Am all the way out from the capital city to race. Number 61 is Kevin Fillingham, another popular local. in the ZHFM Drycon machine. It's a Pontiac. The car that has suffered just a few reliability problems throughout the season for Kevin Fillingham. Made it a frustrating season for him. He has a 6th place start on the grid for this race. He'll be pleased with that, and he'll be looking to do well. Car 85 is Peter Sloman from Wanganui, a man with a lot to live up to. He is the former New Zealand champion. And another car that did very well in the recent Saloon Car Teams events here at Bay Park, with 2 wins under his belt. The big Chev Corvette, blue, pink and white, number 85, Peter Sloman from Wanganui. And there's 35, who did so well in the first of the heats for the gold group. John Scott from Auckland, the big Chev Corvette, the blue and yellow machine. Next in line, number 9, Andy Horsburgh, another local who'll be a very pleased man after doing so well in the last heat in his Chrysler Charger, the metallic green number 9. There's Dean Waddell in car 81, the shape and spray machine. Didn't quite seem to have the fire in the first of the gold group heats tonight. Didn't have the fire that it's had throughout the season. That car is superbly quick. It is the car that Mickey Quinn won this New Zealand Saloon Car Championship in last season. He sold it to local Dean Waddell, who has come out of retirement in the hopes of winning this BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. His shakedown races throughout the season have been consistently good. It is a very quick car. He hit the wall twice at the last meeting. Really put the right-hand side of the car out of shape, but hey, he was back out 2 races later. He has a great pit crew, a great team to back him up, and he'll be looking to do well in car 81, Dean Waddell. Number 15 is Phil Buckland, the Holden Commodore, racing on his home track. And there's Blondie Chamberlain, very well down the start this time for a start in his Camaro. The Houston's Plumbing Centre machine is come across from Stratford in car 42, the 3 times winner of the title New Zealand Saloon Car Champion, attempting to become the only person to hold the title 4 times. A lot to live up to. He's a great guy, very down to earth, but has high hopes for the racing with these championships in car 42. It's a borrowed machine. He's only had 2 or 3 weeks to come to grips with the machine. He's raced it a couple of times here at the Todd and Pollock Speedway, and he's hoping he knows this track well enough to earn a place in the finals tomorrow night, and in his mind to even take the championship once again. Still no start, still no green flag. The starting officials obviously not happy with something on the field. Down the back is car 76, that's Mark Pitcher from Wellington, racing the Tirana A9X hatch. Not a car you see a lot of amongst the top saloon car racing around this country. And 46 is Ashley O'Dowd, visiting from Napier. Still no start. That'll be disappointing, these drivers. They'll be itching to go. It builds the tension. Their nerves are on a knife edge as it is. They're looking for a head start, for a jump on the rest of the field. The moment that green flag falls, the green lights flash, it's foot hard to the floor, and hope like anything they can get a good line into that first turn when the cars are still bunched up. It has to be this time. Surely we get a start. In the second qualifying heat for the gold group. Yes, they are away. Look at them go. There's a bit of extra water on the track. It makes it just a little bit extra tricky. No problems as they head around the first turn. Still well bunched up. Tony Redfern in car 4 goes wide. He'll be cursing about that. It didn't cause him any problems though. It is in fact number 14, Jeff Williams, who's out front. Number 14, there is a 1 in front of that 4. He went wide in the water as he came into the 4th turn. 73, car 73, Bill Barron from Stratford in 2nd place. Didn't have the steam to get through. But he's scorching down this track now in a car that's quite a bit smaller than the rest of the field. Look at him go in 73. 2nd place for Bill Barron from Stratford in the MGB GT. 2nd place, just an inch back to number 4. That's Tony Redfern from Auckland in the Chef Corvette. And number 61, Kevin Fillingham on his local track, works his way past for 3rd place. He's up to 2nd. He gave it everything down that fast straight, made up 2 places. He'll be a hugely happy man. Kevin Fillingham, in just racing down 1 straight, makes up 2 places. He is challenging for 1st. Watch him with interest. He's got the outside line. Again, he leaves braking to the last second. He is through. He has to go wide though. Oh, we've got a mix-up. 2 cars spin out. They will be disappointed. It was the 2nd and 3rd place holders. Both of them spun out. Number 14, Jeff Williams, who was holding 1st place for so long, spun out. He'll be thumping that steering wheel in frustration. And the little MGB of Bill Barron from Stratford, number 73. He was doing so well in 3rd place. He spun out as well. Perhaps the water on the track proved just a bit too much for them, combined with a bit of excess speed, that excess water on the track. And they're now much further down the track. What a disappointment for those 2. The MGB is stalled as well. We get the start tractor out. There's not enough room there to give him a push start. He's facing towards the wall. You're going to have to give him a tow now. Meanwhile, the track continues to circuit under the yellow flag. So 61, the ZHFM car of Kevin Fillingham, racing so well. Have you seen him go into those turns, leaving the braking to the last second? So much extra speed down the straight. The combination of those 2 factors has meant he's worked his way up through the field in just those few short laps that we've had so far. Well, they've let number 14, Jeff Williams. They're blackboarding a couple of cars. We'll just wait till they sort themselves out. Maybe they're going to let Jeff Williams in car 14 retain his 1st place, even though he spun out. And the MGB GT, the little favourite of Bill Barron from Stratford, number 73, has taken his place 3rd on the grid for the restart. So it looks like it hasn't cost them. Oh, the MGB GT pulls out. Yep. He has to go to the back of the field. Well, the officials know what they're doing. They keep an eye on every inch of this race. They make sure it's all fair and above board. So at the moment, Jeff Williams in car 14 holds that 1st line. Kevin Fillingham from Tuakau on car 61. The Drycon machine is 2nd. No sign of those reliability problems that poor old Kevin Fillingham's had to put up with so far this season as he's scorched his way around that track. It looks like this is what he's been holding it all for, saving the big guns for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Number 82, Jeff James from Wellington in the Pontiac Trans Am. The bright orange come pink red machine holds 3rd place. Are they going to get a start? No, they don't. I I see number 9, Andy Horsburgh from Bay Park, and his Chrysler Charger is out in the centre of the track. He'll be very disappointed about that after doing so well in the first qualifying heat for the Gold Group. Number 4, Tony Redfern from Hamilton, holding 4th place in his Corvette. The man who returned to racing at the start of the season. They have the green flag. They are away. And again, Kevin Fillingham in 61 makes it look child's play as he just scorches past for first place. Jeff Williams holding second in number 14. And 82, Jeff James from Wellington, just holding on to 3rd place by the skin of his teeth at the moment. He's got past the second though. He left that braking for an extra second, and he's done it. It paid off. Number 82, Jeff James, works his way out to second. Jeff Williams in car 14 being overtaken again. Tony Redfern from Auckland, a Chev Corvette, now holds 3rd place. They'll be seeing the double-digit points flashing in front of their eyes. For this, the second qualifying heat. This is the Gold Group. They are flying. And there's Dean Waddell. 6th place. Has he got the sting to work his way past number 35? Not on the far straight. He looks frustrated, ducks and dives this way and that. Goes under heavy braking in car 81. Oh, 35. John Scott from Auckland in the Chevy Monza gave a little twitch. Maybe he was saying to Dean Waddell, right, 4 laps to go. The fight really begins in earnest now. If the others are going to make up those points, now's the time. But again, it is a clear lead for number 61, Kevin Fillingham. This is his local track. Look at that inside left wheel though. Not looking happy. He's obviously had a thump. That inside left wheel of 61, Kevin Fillingham, is laying over at a horrible angle. That'll be making racing for him extra hard. In fact, it has cost him the first place. As Jeff James from Wellington in the bright red, number 82, works his way past to first. And now Tony Redford at number 4 says, if it's good enough for you, mate, it's good enough for me, and he does it as well. Well, that's disappointing for number 61. Kevin Fillingham took a thump somewhere. It must have been into the tail end of another car. It's cost him some horrible damage to his front suspension at the front left-hand side. Look at that wheel laying over. He's in 3rd place with just a couple of laps to go as they circuit under the yellow flag. He'll be doing his best to hold on by the skin of his teeth, hoping that horribly damaged front suspension doesn't cost him any more places and therefore any more points. But 82 out front at the moment. I'm sure that car will glow in the dark tonight. It's Jeff James. It's a Pontiac Trans Am. He's come all the way up from Wellington, and the night has been going very well for him as he leads the second qualifying heat for the Gold Group and looking for another 20 points for the finals tomorrow night at the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Out goes the blackboard, telling a couple of the cars, swap places. You're not where you should be. Looking at the board, it's 61 and couldn't quite catch the other number, who's being told to make an adjustment. Well, the good news, it means good news for Kevin Fillingham. What they were telling him on that blackboard is, Kevin Fillingham, car 61, get back out the front. you still have the lead. Can he hold it? Yes, here's the green flag. He'll be giving it everything with that horribly twisted front wheel. And already it's cost him 2 places. As 82, Jeff James, and number 4, Tony Redfern, both scorched past for first and second. Number 40 qualifying heats for each of the 3 groups out of the way. And the second qualifying heat for the gold group has been taken by Jeff James from Wellington in the bright-coloured Pontiac Trans Am, car 82. For the third qualifying heat in the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships, that's red group, out on the grid once again. Again, they'll be racing over 15 laps. And no doubt a very happy man with front place on the grid for the start of this, the third qualifying heat, is Jeff Fletcher from Cambridge, the farmer from Cambridge, driving the Rose Transport car number 8. In behind is the car that glows in the dark, Alan Savell from Palmerston North, number 78. He'll be looking to do well again. Number 66 is Graham Colson, another of the large group of drivers who've made the trip across from the Stratford track in New Plymouth in Taranaki, the Burrows machine. He won the big Auckland 30-lapper earlier this season, and he's been doing so well in his Corvette, number 66. Number 25's done well in the heat so far for Grant Reed from Parapara Umu, the Chev Camaro. He's one of the visitors to this track who's been racing here throughout the season to try and come to grips with this track in an effort to do well at these, the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Number 6, the other side of the start grid there, the very front line, is Bruce Beaumont, who took a thump in the first of the qualifying heats and left the side panel of the body of his car lying on the track, which they had to give the yellow flag and remove it from the track, but it didn't slow him down at all in the Alleyway Bargains car number 6, Bruce Beaumont, Auckland-based, that always races here at Bay Park in his Pontiac GTA, a car that was built by Kevin Moore of Hamilton. Car number 6, yellow and white, Bruce Beaumont, a very popular regular. Number 28 is Doug Walsh, made the long trip from Gisborne in his Chev Corvette. Keeping the tension up, making it tough for these drivers. They've all got itchy trigger fingers waiting for that green flag. 5th place on the start grid there is Brent Baker, another local. Always turns out in that mean-looking Corvette, the white number 17. Oh, no, not another start. They were anticipating it. Saw a few of them pour on the power, but the blackboard says one more. They're not happy about something, obviously. You watch as they come out of turn 4 this time. It'll be foot hard to the floor for all these cars, knowing this is the 3rd and final of the qualifying heats. If they haven't done well up till now, this is the last chance for these drivers, except for the Repechage races tomorrow night. Do they get a start? Yes, they do. And it is Jeff Fletcher, the popular local in car 8, who is away and flying, scorching around this track. And number 8, look at him go. But Bruce Beaumont, another local in car 6, the Alleyway Bargains machine, He is ripping up as well. And third place, Alan Savell in car 78, the luminous pink car, absolutely flying for third place. The field well spread out. It's going to be a hard job for some of those cars further down the track, unless the front leaders make a silly mistake. It is all the way for Jeff Fletcher in car 8 at the moment. Look at him go in the Rose Transport machine. Number 6, Alleyway Bargains car of Bruce Beaumont is second. And it is a tough fight for third place. 78, Alan Savell from Palmerston North is going. He is just holding on to third, but an inch behind him is car 66, Graham Colson. He's from Stratford, and he is going. Fifth place, one of the favoured drivers, Grant Reid from Wellington, car 25. And that is the order. No change. This is a very close battle for third, fourth, and fifth. Now, Graham Colson appears to have very, very low air pressure in that front inside left-hand wheel. Maybe that's a deliberate tactic to help him hold on this track. Or maybe he's suffered yet another flat tyre. We'll watch him with interest. Number 66. Jeff Fletcher in car 8, still leading. Well out in front. Now catches up to some of the tail enders. Works his way through the slower traffic. With ease. It's not going to be easy. Look at Bruce Beaumont in car 6 go. 78, Alan Savell from Palmerston North, holding third. Well, number 38, the big rover of Brian Hartley, hanging just a few pieces off the front line. He's given someone a shunt and come off second best by the looks of it. But race leader Jeff Fletcher looking to work his way around. The car that came in second last year in the big championships raced here at Cotton College Speedway. Jeff Fletcher can't find the line to work his way through. So he's content just to sit there, wait for the chance, knowing that as long as he can hold on to that first place, he's still got 20 points under his belt. All right. Jeff Fletcher will be counting down the number of laps. He's done 13. He's coming around turn 4 now. He knows that he gets the white flag this time. Sure enough, he just has to hold the line, not do anything silly, and the race will be all his. The third qualifying heat for the red group. It goes to number 8, Jeff Fletcher. He's raced so well through the season. It is a top car. He's an ace driver, and he's proved it up against this first-class field. And he tucks another 20 points under his belt. Jeff Fletcher in car 8. The car is going superbly well. Jeff Fletcher in car 8. Give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. There was a great race. It was hard work. And he's won 20 points. He's won first place in the third of the qualifying heats for the red group. The 45% of the frame, all the front suspension of the car had to be replaced. He had to replace all the body panels, and all the inner aluminium body panels had to be replaced as well. He was back with a vengeance just a couple of meetings later. Took no time to sort the car, and it has been flying. Car 27, Morris Cowling from Mantomata, the Pontiac, leading the third qualifying heat for the blue group. Still no start. Sitting in second place, and no doubt happy with that, but hey, wanting first place is car 55, Ray Purdy from Wanganui. That Camaro built by that very talented race car builder, Mr. Courager. At 99, Alan King George from Stratford. The man who came third in this race last year in third place. There they go, they have the start. They are flying once again. And no problems for the cars this time. As the track starts to dry up, these big tyres do their work, flatten the track, whip off that surface water, and they get faster by the lap. Morris Cowling just holding on to first place in car 27, pushing it so hard that he was lifting that inside front left wheel as he gunned it out of the straight. There he does it again. Look at the car twist. Yellow flag again though. It's car 37, the black machine of Brian Taylor from Huntley, the Ford Cortina TF6. It goes into the wall again. Looks like no major damage. So he takes his place again. Once the starting officials are happy, we'll be ready to go and hopefully get the rest of this race. There they have it again already. No mucking around this time. And Morris Cowling in car 27 has it all sewn up in first place at the moment, but Mickey Quinn has problems in that car number one. He slid it into turn one as they came down the home there. I can see big sparks flying from under the car. Maybe that ding with the between turns 1 and 2 caused some damage before, who knows, but hey, he's not looking happy. About midway through down the field at the moment, Mickey Quinn, the reigning champion, car number 1, the red number 1. He's been trying his best to sort out the car all season and appears to be struggling just a little bit. Right, Morris Cowling, car 27, holds his first place. Number 55, Ray Purdy. The car's always shining. Look at the chrome on those wheels. The car looks good and it races superbly well. Howes on up to second place. And look at him go. Number 55 for second place. 99, Alan King George from Stratford, holding that third place, working his way through the tail end Charlies, and being pushed hard by Jeff Fletcher, who won the first of the qualifying heats for the blue group. Look at him go, look at him, look for a gap. He got through the tail enders all right, but there was no space to get around number 99, Alan George. But Dave Sutton is going. He's using every inch of horsepower that that big motor can turn out. He's in fourth place at the moment, which still means a healthy number of points. But he'll be looking to work his way up, tack on an extra point or two, at the same time to keep the car on the track, make no mistakes, and make sure he doesn't spin out or tangle up with any of the other cars. Look at the big guns go. It's Morris Cowling's race in car 27. He's burning up this track. No problems for Ray Purdy in car 55, holding on to second. And a big gap back to third place, 99, Alan George, and Dave Sutton is giving it everything for fourth place. And look at the discs glow. On number 24, Jeff Tom from Stratford. In fifth place in car 24, he's pushing it so hard. working those brakes so hard that the front disc brakes are literally glowing. Watch them. Car 24. What a disappointing end for car 67. Richard Pearce from Stratford. He has pulled out. Right, here's the white flag. It is last lap for Morris Cowling. Virtually assures of himself a place in the finals tomorrow night in the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships with that very, very handsome win. In the Kiwi FM car number 27, the white machine, he has done it. Second place, 55. He's stayed there for most of the race as well. Ray Purdy from Palmerston North. And 99, Alan George, the man who came third in the championships last year. Across from Stratford, whips through for third place in car 99. Ladies and gentlemen, as you know, the Sky TV people have been here tonight to give away a great prize. In fact, 3 great prizes. They've been from one end of the track to the other, time after time tonight, looking for those entry forms from you. They gave you the entry forms as you came in the gate. If you missed them, all you had to do was flag down the Sky TV people, fill in your name, address and phone number, and be in the draw to win. It's time to make the draw, and the winner of the 3rd prize, which is a 6-pack of diet-free Coke, a Sky T-shirt and 2 Coke hats, is Ian Robinson. Hard pumping in those cars. This is Gold Group out for the 3rd and final of their qualifying races. Again, over 15 laps. And hey, if you're wondering about details on these cars, these races, and indeed just what this saloon car racing is all about, do pick up your souvenir program for the New Zealand Saloon Car Championships with BP. It's a specially printed, glossy, big page, handsome looking 40-page effort, which is chock-a-block with detail on tonight's racing, on the cars, on the drivers, what the saloon car racing is all about. It includes the program for tonight and tomorrow night. It is very reasonably priced. That is on sale at the BOP Times Caravan and both the entrance gates to the track here tonight. And at the BOP Times Caravan, you can pick up your BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship T-shirts and sweatshirts. Again, they've been specially printed as a special edition to mark this marvellous racing for this 1990-91 season. They're great-looking T-shirts and sweatshirts. Again, very reasonably priced. When you've got a second tonight, even after the racing, then pop down to the BOP Times Caravan and you can pick one up for yourself. For the kids, there's a full range of sizes. By the way, those sweat and T-shirts and the programs will be on sale after the racing tonight too, if you don't want to leave your great seat. All right, the cars are rolling now for the 3rd qualifying heat for the Gold Group. And pride of place at the front of the grid is car 61, that of Kevin Fillingham from Tuakau. In his big Pontiac, the Drycon Instant Concrete ZHFN car. And with an itchy accelerator foot right next to him is number 46. That's Ashley O'Dowd. Made the trip from Napier for racing tonight, driving a Chrysler Charger. He'll have fingers crossed that he can make the most of that advantage that he has out the front there for this race. Number 76, 3rd place on the grid is Mark Pitcher from the capital in his Tirana A9X hatch. Given the signal of 2 more laps. Number 82 is another Wellington car, the Pontiac Trans Am of Jeff James. And there's hometown champion Dean Waddell. 5th place on the grid, car 81, the superbly turned out and presented car, which has raced consistently well right through the season. That is the car that won the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships last year, with Mickey Quinn behind the steering wheel. He sold it to Tauranga local, Dean Waddell, who's just 23 years old. He is the youngest racer here tonight. And boy, can that boy fly. Just watch the Shape and Spray car, number 81, fly. Hasn't had the instant firepower tonight, the kind of instant acceleration and sheer grit and determination that he's had earlier in the season. Maybe he's got a problem or two, but he's finished around midway through the field in the first 2 qualifying heats for Gold Group. He's only got to do the same again to tally up enough points to make it through to the finals tomorrow night. You watch him go. Car 81, Dean Waddell. Got a big 405 cubic inch engine pumping away under the bonnet there. Car set up to produce strong torque without having to rev too hard. Number 73, the little MGB GT Stratford favourite, or from Stratford favourite of Bill Barron. He got tangled up in the second of the qualifying heats, but and was thrown back to the back of the field, so he obviously caused that little tussle. Good boy for a small car, and it has to be one of the smallest cars turned out here. It has some firepower. They keep them circuiting. Number 42, midway down the field, that's Blondie Chamberlain, 3-time winner, hoping to make it 4 times for the championship, and they have the green flag, and 46 and 61 power it on. Who gets into the turn first? It is 3 of them that go in there together, and 46, the car of Ashley O'Dowd, comes out worst. In fact, he's dropping way down the field, obviously got a problem. But hey, that means a clear run for Kevin Fillingham, one of the favoured locals in his Pontiac Trans Am, number 61. He is going. Mark Pitcher, 2nd place from Wellington, car 76. Again, just taking it cautiously while they burn off that excess moisture on the top of this track. As the race goes on, as we work our way through those 15 laps, you'll see the cars get faster and faster. 3rd place and looking good. The glowing bright red number 82 of Jeff James from Wellington. So it's Wellington cars in 2nd and 3rd place at the moment, with popular local Kevin Fillingham in car 61. The big Pontiac Trans Am, the ZHFM car, ripping away in 1st place at the moment. And looking good, Blondie Chamberlain, the New Zealand champion, sitting pretty with his 4th place and waiting to pounce. And there's Dean Waddell in 5th place. He powered it in hard into that turn 3, but Blondie Chamberlain said, there's no room for you here. There's no gap, mate. Back you go. Pulled in, and Dean Waddell had to pour on the old brakes. Look at that big bunch for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. Jeff James from Wellington just holds 2nd place in number 82. It is side-by-side racing for 42, Blondie Chamberlain, who's made it through for 3rd. You can see why he is champion. Made the most of the gap. Dean Waddell got through as well. He's now up to 4th and looking good, and challenging Blondie Chamberlain hard as well. So, as we've seen in earlier racing tonight, the leader gets way out front, Kevin Fillingham got the track all to himself, nobody or nothing to cause him problem, and a very close fight for second, third and fourth. They are fighting, they are tussling. You might see a dent or three on the front of those cars as they power on through with no holds barred racing. Now look at them go into turn 3 there. They're all leaving until the very last minute to pour on the brakes, just hoping for an advantage, but no change in the order. Second place still for Jeff James from Wellington, the Pontiac Trans Am, the bright red car. It's helping him whip through the still air tonight even quicker. And hey, Dean Waddell is up into third place. The Shape and Spray car is looking good. For the first time tonight, he is showing his true potential. You can see just how well he can do in the Shape and Spray car. Third place, sight set on second, counting down the laps, working out how many points he needs to get through to that final tomorrow night. Number 81, Dean Waddell, is scorching down the track. Blondie Chamberlain, car 42, the borrowed car, still in fourth place. It'll be good enough for him to make his way through to the finals. But hey, pride comes into it here, and he'll be doing whatever he can to regain that third place. Anything he can, which means he doesn't touch the other cars, take the chance on a ding. Okay, coming up the last lap, it is white flag. So number 61, Kevin Fillingham, on his home track, making the most of that advantage. He knows every inch of this track, and he is flying. White flag for the rest of the field. And what a great race. See those disc brakes glowing on number 14, Jeff Williams, who's had a good night. But they say that braking is everything here at the Totten Pollock Speedway. The racetrack with these long straights, the very tight turns. You've got to have the good brakes. You've got to know when to use them. You've got to have the nerves to leave that brake until the very last second to make the most to give yourself an advantage. And you can see the end result sometimes over 15 laps. There is car 14, Jeff Williams, with front discs glowing. Now, sometimes you can imagine what it looks like with a 30-lap race here with almost the entire field with their front brakes glowing. Hey, give him a big cheer. He is so popular here at his home track. Kevin Fillingham in car 61. He's from Tuakau. The big Pontiac has done it, given him 20 points to add to his tally in the third qualifying heat for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. He will be a very, very happy man. He would run off for 6th place. They got the track to themselves. Yellow flag, no start yet. Brian Hartley in car 38 from Palmerston North, a former circuit racer, decided that Speedway racing on the quarter-mile track was more his thing. And thank goodness for us, because he's done so well. The big Rover, number 38, took 2nd place in the New Zealand Championship race last season with another driver, not Brian. He bought the car for racing this season. Maybe this time. And yes, they are always side by side going to the first turn. This is all important. And Alan Saville gets that inside line. A great psychological advantage. And look at them go. No one else to worry about on this track. They've only got each other. It is neck and neck. And they're setting a scorching pace around the track. Alan Saville from Palmerston North, the Chev Monza Mirage, holding that front line. But Brian Hartley just looking for a gap. Look at the big Rover go. You can see the car actually jump when he puts his foot down. It's got so much torque, so much power. It's just 4 laps. Here's the last lap. This is the last chance for Brian Hartley in the big Rover. He has to do it. He is giving it everything. But Alan Saville is pouring on the power, giving it everything. Here they come. He tries for the inside line. It's not enough. And Alan Saville has done it for that 6th place. A runoff for the 2 top cars. And now they tally up their points and get themselves set up for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships finals tomorrow night. Sierra XR8. He raced regularly here at the Totten Pollock Speedway last season. Didn't make an appearance until the racing last night, and maybe that was the telling reason why he didn't make it into the finals. Wish him the very best of luck. Car 24, Jeff Tom from Taranaki. Number 69 is another local, Jeff Smith, in the Ford Sierra. He didn't finish one of the qualifying heats last night, which was a dreadful shame because he was racing very, very well up till then. They don't get the green flag yet. Number 76 is a Tirana A9X hatchback, raced by Mark Pitcher from Wellington. Number 2 is the South Island champion, Dennis Bolt. He'll be very disappointed with his start way down in the grid, because he has a big reputation to live up to. Number 2, Dennis Bolt. He's made the long, long trip up from Christchurch with high hopes for tonight. He's been a disappointed man so far, but watch him fly tonight. Car 2, Dennis Bolt, the South Island champion. Number 67 from Stratford, Richard Pearce in the Ford Sierra. That is the lineup for the first 12-lap repechage event. All being well, they should get the green flag as they come round the turn this time. No, sirree, not yet. Keep a special eye on the Dayglow number 82 machine of Jeff James from Wellington. He was doing so well last night, took a first and a second in his 2 qualifying heats, and then failed to finish his 3rd qualifying heat, and that's what cost him in the points. That's why he's hoping to get his place in the final now. You see the anticipation. They were certain that it was going to be a green flag this time to get a great start. A big jump on the rest of the field is so important. That's why it's put down to the floor as quickly as they did then before the green flag had fallen. So we get the track sorted out again. They fall back into line. back into place where they're meant to be. They know the order. The moment the officials are happy, it'll be a start. Flag Marshal gives a signal to a couple of the drivers. Do what you're told, get where you're meant to be, then we'll all be set to race. It is 7:30 on the dot. We should be right for a start this time. See the track marshal nodding. It has to be this time, and yes it is. There is the green flag. They are away. And the big rover of Brian Hartley from Palmerston North way out front. He had to have a race-off last night. He only just missed off in that race-off, missed out in a place in the finals. This is his last chance. Look at Mickey Quinn in second place on this super slippery track. They touch. Oh, it's all over the track for Brian Hartley. Yellow flag is out. That track is very, very slippery. You saw the results of that then. 38, Brian Hartley in the big Rover SD1, locking up with Mickey Quinn, the defending champion in car 1. They were both determined to get that first place in this 12-lap race. And instead it turned out to be a snaking affair down the home straight. We've got 2 casualties down the far end of the track. Jeff James in the wall. He'll be very, very disappointed. That's the car that won one of the qualifying heats last night, came second in the other, and then failed to finish in the 3rd qualifying heat. We hope that the damage on that car is not too severe. We'll have a look as it's towed out. Doesn't look good. Oh, the way the back of the car's backing up, I would say he has very definitely, yes he has, made a horrible mess of that back right-hand wheel. That is the end of it for Jeff James from Wellington in car 82. What a shame. And number 9, one of the popular locals, Andy Horsburgh, also being towed off in the big Chrysler Charger with a bent up front. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, motor race fans, can I again repeat our request that you squeeze up in the stands. As will be quite obvious to you, there is a massive crowd here again tonight. We want everyone to be as comfortable as possible. We want everyone to have the best seat possible or the best standing place. There are still a few gaps in these stands. Could you please squeeze just a little bit closer to your neighbour, make an extra space or 2 in the stands, and those that are still pouring in through the gates will have somewhere to sit. First turn with no problems. And look at them. Oh, Mickey Quinn nose into the wall. What a shame. The track is obviously too slippery. To the brand new Corvette racing machine of Mickey Quinn. Number 1. He took a fair thump into that wall. That could well be the end of racing for Mickey Quinn. He's backed out under his own power. That could be a good sign. We'll wait and see. It looks like things could be okay for Mickey Quinn, twice New Zealand champion, hoping to make it 3 in a row. That front wheel still looks straight. I've lost a bit of the paintwork. Who worries about that? The pit crew give him the thumbs up. Thank goodness for that, ladies and gentlemen. Mickey Quinn is still in with a chance. We have a tangle up in the far straight, though. 4 cars lined up. 67 gets away. That is Richard Pierce from Stratford. Number 2 looks okay. Dennis Bolt from Christchurch. But it's not quite so happy between the MGB GT, number 73, Bill Barron from Stratford. The Mean Machine. It has to be one of the smallest cars racing here, but boy, size doesn't mean anything as far as power and speed are concerned. He looks to be locked in hard. Can't quite see the number of the other car he's locked in with. Maybe number 14, Jeff Williams. who hasn't had a happy championship so far. Looks like a big chunk of Jeff Williams' car lying on the inside of the track. They're obviously well locked together, those cars. They'll haul in the tractor in a minute. Give it a good old wrench, and that'll separate them. In the meantime, the rest of the field continues to circuit. In order. And the big Rover, SD1 of Brian Hartley, has first place. He'll be anxious for a restart. Perhaps slightly relieved as well that Mickey Quinn is now down the back of the field after sliding into the wall. That's his restart position, but at least he's still going. At least he's still in with a chance. The little MGB GT missing a part of his front body panel, but still going. And those wheels still looking straight too. Thank goodness for that. All right, fingers crossed that things go better now with our third start in the first repechage event tonight. The remainder of the 12 laps to be raced. Mickey Quinn doing a very quick change on his front wheel. I'm not quite sure of what the rules state about this. Obviously the yellow flag has to remain out because they are on the track. But that front right-hand wheel of Mickey Quinn obviously bore the brunt of the pressure when he thumped into that wall. There's the pit crew out, racing for their lives, changing the tyre. Mickey Quinn's in there, keeping it warm, having his windscreens polished by, his non-existent windscreen polished by Squarebush the Clown. And the moment that last bolt is tightened up, he'll be back to take his place at the back end of the grid. Well, it's been an eventful first race so far. The track is settling down. You can see it drying out. You can see it settling down for some great racing. This will be the toughest race of the night as far as the track is concerned. Oh, what a shame. Looks like Jeff Williams in car 14 has pulled out with that flat tyre. He's decided it's not worth it. That'll be a disappointing end for him to the VP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Right, all the debris off the track except the Squarebush the Clown. The starter waves them down. We're going to have a start again from Woe. '68, Murray Pierce, back right-hand wheel, very, very flat. Maybe he's asking the question, can I change mine as well? This question's being asked of the track officials. They will have an answer for him in a moment. He will be hoping he has the same advantage that Mickey Quinn has. What do they say? Yes, they're out there with the wheel brace. Out comes the tyre. It is a last breath chance for Murray Pierce in car 68, the Dayglow machine from Stratford. It's a Chev Camaro. They're saying no. They say no. What do you think of that, ladies and gentlemen? The track marshals have said no. It is back into the lineup. No tyre change for car 68, Murray Pierce. They've checked the rule book. You can see the track official with the rule book in hand. He has checked the legality of that. They say no. He is shaking his head. He is explaining it at the moment to Murray Pierce. He will be a very bitter man. I can see him taking his belts off. He is climbing out. He's thrown up his hands in disgust. He says, that's it. No way, mates. I give up. Out comes the tractor to take the car off the track. Well, what an eventful meeting so far before racing's really even got underway. We have seen everything in this race. Cars into the wall, cars locked together, cars snaking down the home track, cars changing their wheels on the track and under the yellow flag, others being told that they can't. Murray Pierce car towed off the track. In the meantime, the pit crew for number 14, Jeff Williams, are pulling out all the stops to get his tyre changed. They've taken advantage of that halt. They've got the new tyre on. He should be right for a restart. They give him the wave. Get back out there. Luck is on his side. He deserves a round of applause. He made it. It looks like luck is everything so far, ladies and gentlemen. Number 14, Jeff Williams. One who managed to get his tyre changed. When does he get to start? The yellow flag waves. That means get the cars rolling. We really can't see many more hard-stopping events like that in this race. It has to be now down to cold, sheer hard power. You will notice that Mickey Quinn is back up into second place on the grid. They've obviously asked some questions about that. Car number 1, Mickey Quinn, the defending champion, will be very pleased that once again he is right in behind the big rover of Brian Hartley from Palmerston North. They circuit under the yellow flag. Number 38, Brian Hartley at the front. Mickey Quinn in behind in the red Mean Machine, number 1. Number 14, Jeff Williams, the man who sneaked in that tyre change, right in on second place beside him. And there they go. We have a start. They are flying. It's into the first turn. Event free for Brian Hartley. Mickey Quinn is scorching up the track. He is right on his tail. He has the inside line. This will be his chance if he gets it. He holds the inside line, but no way. He buttoned off that second earlier and stays in second place. Remember, it's only the winner of this race who gets through to the finals. At this stage, it's going to be either Brian Hartley from Palmerston North, the big rover, number 38, or Mickey Quinn, his last chance in car number 1. They are flying. We keep our eye on the first place because that's all that counts. It is 38 and 1. Mickey Quinn gets the inside line. He lifts the front wheel. He powers on the pause on the power, but no, couldn't quite do it again. The big rover of Brian Hartley is a very, very quick car. You can see that. It has superb gearing. It is a whopping big car. Mickey Quinn gets the inside line again. Can he do it? No, he is shut out by Brian Hartley. He swings the big rover in. And he gives no room at all. He holds that first line. Mickey Quinn will be giving it absolutely everything in car 1, looking for his chance. There are 12 laps in this race. He has a bit of time up his sleeve. He'll be waiting. He'll be hoping that Brian Hartley makes a mistake, goes wide, or leaves the braking, brakes just a little bit too early, or leaves pouring on the power a second too late. Oh, he has spun out. Mickey Quinn went into the turn too hard. That ends his chances. What a dreadful shame. You have seen the end of the hopes for the defending New Zealand champion, Mickey Quinn, in car 1. He said, that's it. I've had enough of this race. What a disappointing end for him. So it is all Brian Hartley, the big rover, number 38. And a good 10 car lengths behind is Dennis Bolt from Christchurch. Car number 2, he is the South Island champion. He is absolutely flying. He'll be looking up to make up that space with the big rover. He'll hope that the big bright rover of Brian Hartley makes a mistake, and that'll give him first place. There are 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. If he's going to do it, if Dennis Bolt in car 2 is going to get that first place, he has 3 laps left. He has the track to himself. That's a big advantage. It is just a case of sheer out-and-out speed for Dennis Bolt in car 2. He is closing that gap slowly. Brian Hartley in the big 38 rover catches up to the slower traffic. That gives Dennis Bolt, number 2, a chance to catch up. He is side beside him at the moment. He has the outside line. If Brian Hartley gets trapped in behind those slower cars, then that's curtains for him. Look at him go. Dennis Bolt, number 2, on the outside line. He is absolutely flying. He has the chance to get round the outside. They are side by side, neck and neck. It is still 38 Brian Hartley, the tail enders, just holding them out. Well, that is saloon car racing at its very, very best. To get the opening shenanigans out of the way, And then it was down to just good, hard racing. And he has done it. Would you give a big round of applause, please, for Brian Hartley. Brian spelled with a Y. He's from Palmerston North. He's done it in a big Rover, the car that came in second in the championships last year. Now with a new owner, Brian Hartley, with a lot to live up to. He had to race off at the end of the meeting last night. He had equal points with one of the other cars in his colour group. He didn't make it that time, but he has now. Brian Hartley, give him a cheer. It was a tough race. It was hard work, but he has done it. He takes 19th place in the lineup for the DP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. That is Ken Dibbin. Here's another from Gisborne. Number 46 is Ashley O'Dowd from Napier in the big Chrysler Charger. Third place in the lineup, car 58, the Sun City Motors machine of Basil Jones from Nelson. Been racing for over 10 years now at the Nelson track and the Blenheim track. He's there every weekend in racing season. And here's his last chance. It is a very quick car. He is a great driver. Number 7 is the Mazda RX-7 of Ray Duncan. They have the green flag. They are racing. The last chance for these cars in the second of the Repechage events tonight. And out front, and hoping it remains that way, Kelvin Abbott from Bay Park. He has been overtaken already by number 46, Ashley O'Dowd from Napier. The Chrysler Charger is out front, and look at him go. It is all his race at the moment. Third place, Doug Walsh, number 28. Further down the field, they're sorting themselves out. Basil Jones is absolutely flying. He's in 6th place already. So far the race belongs to Ashley O'Dowd from Napier. Number 46. Look at the Chrysler Charger go. Not a car we see very often in saloon racing these days. He is burning up the track. We're racing over 12 laps. And so far it looks like it could be a chance in the finals lineup for Ashley O'Dowd in car 46. He's been challenged hard though by 75 Kelvin Abbott in the Chev Corvette. He'll be very disappointed that he was beaten into 2nd place in the early laps, and charging hard in 3rd place at the moment, Doug Walsh from Gisborne in the Chev Corvette. He's throwing out some smoke as they go into that turn. Yellow flags out. That means button off. It means slow down. It means hold your places. As car 9, the black Chrysler Charger of Andy Horsburgh, one of the locals here from the Todd and Pollock Speedway, took the corner just a little bit too fast and ends up facing the wrong way. He's stalled. He has the car started. It's back into the race for him. No damage done. It means he'll have to take the back of the field, which will be very disappointing for him. He may, in actual fact, have taken a ding with one of the other cars because he's got a few of the front body panels flapping in the wind there. Inside front left wheel doesn't look all that happy either, but he's still racing. Number 9, Andy Horsburgh. He is a local. So they get them back into line. Ready for the restart. Ashley O'Dowd from Napier out front. They have a green flag. No mucking around this time. They give it everything down the home straight. Once again, Kelvin Abbott in car 75, challenging hard. Didn't quite have what it took. Basil Jones it through to 3rd place. He took advantage of a bit of snaking there from Doug Walsh in car 28. That was good enough for him. I'll take third place, he says. And through he goes. Basil Jones, car 58, now with his sights set firmly on first place. Look at Kelvin Abbott go. He's holding nothing back. You can see him flipping on the accelerator there, just waiting for a chance, looking for that extra inch of power. It could be just enough to get himself past the Chrysler Charger of Ashley O'Dowd, number 46. 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. This is the real hard work now. If he's going to do it, if they're going to do it, they have just the remainder of these 3 laps to do it. Very, very close racing between first, second and third. You can see Kelvin Abbott looking for any gap whatsoever to get through. Can he do it? They come around now. It'll be 2 laps to go. It's still the race belongs to Ashley O'Dowd. He's made the trip from Napier in number 46. Look at Basil Jones go. He tried for the second place. He had to take a very tight turn on that corner. That cost him a little bit in speed. He couldn't quite do it. Here's the white flag for last lap. This is it. Very last chance. Can Ashley O'Dowd hold first place? Can Kelvin Abbott in 75 whip through for first? And Basil Jones looks well beaten back in third place. Here they come. It looks like it's going to be Ashley O'Dowd all the way. It really is. He's done it. He will be beaming from ear to ear. He has taken 20th place in the lineup for the finals racing tonight of the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Ashley O'Dowd from Napier in the Chrysler Charger. It was Kelvin Abbott, the Chev Corvette. This is his home track, the Totten Pollock Speedway. He came in second. And Basil Jones from Nelson raced a superb race to take third place. He maybe thought his chances were ruined, but that's not the case. Ashley O'Dowd, give him a big hand. He is there in the lineup for the finals. Look at him beaming under that helmet. That's second place on the grid, as you'll see, as the front line cars take their place. Grant Reed in car 25. He's from Parapara Umu. That is the Chev Camaro. He's one of those who came to the Totten Pollock Speedway to race in the earlier meetings this season to get the feel of the track, and he raced very impressively in car 25. Grant Reed from Parapara Umu. And is it number 42 and beside him, Blondie Chamberlain? Yes, it is. Another who has made a comeback to racing for this event. He has won the New Zealand Saloon Car Championship title 3 times. He is looking to make it 4. He is determined. He is racing a borrowed car. It is a very well turned out car. It is a very quick car. And with a driver with the skills of Blondie Chamberlain behind the wheel, it is one of the top contenders, number 42. Front place on the grid. He'll be very, very pleased with that. Although they do share it out, make it even through the 3 finals races tonight. Remember, they're doing 2 laps before the green flag falls. In third place, you see the big Rover, number 38. The winner of one of the Repechage events tonight, Brian Hartley from Palmerston North. And the big Rover, which has been looking better each meeting he's turned out here. In beside him, car 27, that's Morris Cowling from Matamata, one of the favoured locals. That's the car that crashed very badly here back in November on the home straight at this Totten Pollock Speedway. The car flipped end for end and was almost written off. You'll see a photo in that souvenir program of the end results of that car, smashed to pieces. They were working on it the very next day. They rebuilt it from the ground up, and from his comeback meeting on, it has been even quicker than it was before. The Kiwi FM car number 27 of Morris Cowling from Matamata. And behind him, another on his local home track, Jeff Fletcher in car 8, the Rose Transport. He's a farmer, he's from Cambridge. Was doing very well on the big 30 lapper until he overheated his engine. He was pouring out the smoke. In actual fact, they had to blackboard him off the track because he was throwing out so much smoke the rest of the field couldn't see. That's car 8, Jeff Fletcher. Number 35 is John Scott from Auckland. They have a green flag. They are racing. And look at Blondie Chamberlain go. He is flying in the car 42. It is a good race for him. The first of the finals tonight. It's a big race. It's over 20 laps. And things are looking good. But number 42, Jeff Fletcher. In behind him, challenging hard for second, is Grant Reid from Wellington, car 25. And look at Dave Sutton go. That car hugs the corners. He can take those corners so tightly. Number 23, it gives him a big advantage. And he is looking great in third place. He is challenging for second. Couldn't quite do it. But you can see that he means business. Dave Sutton, number 23. He is giving Grant Reid a good run for his money at number 25. Looking for a chance. Oh no, he brought on the power too hard. He went inside. It has cost him 4, 5, 6, a whole heap of places. He'll be very disappointed. Maybe for the first time over these 2 nights, the smile will be gone from the face of Dave Sutton in car 23. He went just a little bit too hard and it's cost him a lot of places. Number 61 is through into second place. Kevin Fillingham, the local car, the ZHFM machine, through into second place. In the blink of an eye, as quick as that, he has done it. He has through into first place. Blondie Chamberlain went wide, and yes, Kevin Fillingham, he knows this track so well. He has done it. He is out front. Whoopee! Kevin Fillingham, look at him go at number 61. Blondie Chamberlain made a mistake. It's so easy to do. It can happen so quickly. He has gone from first back to fourth as quickly as that. Oh boy, has he got a fight on his hands for the remainder of this 20-lap race. Kevin Fillingham first. Grant Reid second at number 25. Local Morris Cowling challenging hard in first place. Third place, he is looking for a gap. Has he got it? He gives it everything. Couldn't quite do it. But anything can happen, as you've already seen. Like it could be this time. He is trying hard. Morris Cowling 27 couldn't quite do it. It was neck and neck with Grant Reid in 25. He means business. He is mentally counting those laps. He will get his chance sooner or later. Look at him right up the tailpipe of Grant Reid in 25. Remember, they're tallying the points for the 3 finals races to come in first, second, third or fourth. Will mean a healthy number of points to start tonight. The race belongs to Kevin Fillingham in number 61. He catches up to the tail enders. He has a good advantage. Maybe he'll be content to sit there, but he'll also be very aware that if he gets trapped in behind some of the tail enders and can't get round, they could well cost him that first place. So now he starts the hard work of winding his way through the tail enders. Kevin Fillingham in car 61. It is Morris Cowling, number 27, second. Grant Reid, third, and number 25. And this is saloon car racing at its very best. You won't see it much quicker than this. It's time for Morris Cowling in car 27 and Grant Reid in 25 start taking on the tail enders now. They'll be sitting happily in second and third place. up. A big bunch up of cars. They have to be extra careful so they don't nose to tail. You'll notice number 27, Morris Cowling, closing up that gap. With Kevin Fillingham stuck in behind the tail enders, that has allowed Morris Cowling to close the gap at number 27. Oh, he has done it. He has got through. Ladies and gentlemen, it just took a second. Morris Cowling in car 27 gets the white flag. 1 lap to go. He will be a very happy man. The traffic caused some problems for number 61, Kevin Fillingham. And it's quick as a blink. He was through in a flash. And he gets the checkered flag. He has done it. You won't see much better racing than that on the saloon car tracks around New Zealand. Very close. Those major placings changing time after time. The added spice of the cars having to work their way through the tail enders, they caused some problems, and you saw it cost a first placing for number 61, Kevin Fillingham. On the last lap, he was shut out, and that was good enough for Morris Cowling. Number 27, the Pontiac for Matamata, the Kiwi FM car. He got through. He has done it. He has taken the maximum 20 points. He didn't bother to pick up the checkered flag. He says both hands on the wheel. He does his lap of honour, and boy, does he deserve it after that big 20-lap first final race in the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. Good on him, Morris Cowling. He's come back so well from that major crash. Have a look at that picture in the glossy program. You'll see just how smashed up that car was. And look at it now. Know who the leading points contenders are at the moment. Those who didn't do so well know this is their second chance of 3 to tally up those points as we wait to find out who's going to be the new New Zealand Saloon Car Champion for the season of 1990-91. It is wide open at the moment. Each of these cars has a chance. Each driver and pit crew is turning on everything possible for these races. You saw how exciting the first of the finals was tonight. Those cars flying over 20 laps. The front disc brakes glowing as they work those brakes hard to pull the cars up after those long straights and get round those sharp turns as quickly as they possibly can, but in the meantime to stay out of trouble. They're still coming out from the pits, pit gates open. You've seen Dean Waddell's car sitting stationary at the moment, number 81. Out front at the moment on the grid is car 4. That's Tony Redfern from Hamilton. He took a 6-year break from racing. He was another who said, since the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships are going to be held so close to my hometown, I'll make a comeback. And what a comeback it's been for Tony Redfern in car 4. He tried the car for size in the big 30-lapper race here at the Totten Pollock Speedway back on December 22nd. He came second in that, was pipped at the post by Dave Sutton. He is a top contender, number 4. Number 71, Richard Bennett, who's been going so well in the big blue and red Ford Thunderbird. He's from Huntley, car 71. Bruce Beaumont in car 6. He'll be looking to rack up more points here. He was well down the track in the first of the finals in the Alleyway Bargains, number 6. He lives in Auckland. He's Auckland-based, but this is his home track. He travels from Auckland to race every meeting here at the Todd and Pollock Speedway. The Pontiac GTA car built by Kevin Moore of Hamilton. He came third in the big 30-lapper race here on December 27 at the Todd and Pollock Speedway. Number 6. Car 85 is Peter Sloman from Wanganui, the former New Zealand champion, got a big reputation to live up to. He made the trip here to Todd and Pollock Speedway for the Saloon Cars Teams events late last year, and he did very, very well on the teams event, representing the Wanganui team. Peter Sloman in car 85 took 2 wins that night in his Chev Corvette. Number 18 is Neil Head. He's a local and he's been doing so well this season in the Courageous-built Camaro. It's a new car, number 18. Again, it is the same format as the first of the finals tonight. The cars do 2 laps before there's any chance of the green flag falling. They're being told that now on the blackboard, just so nobody jumps the gun, pours on the power too early, and mucks up the placings and maybe crosses up some of the other cars. They work their way around Squarebush. Dean Waddell will be very, very happy with his first place on the grid, number 81. Just 23 years old. He's the youngest of the racers here for competing for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car title. He's been racing for a good number of years now. In fact, he took last season off. He thought he would retire early, retire at age 22, can you believe? He made a comeback solely for these championships, and has he done well so far and right through the season in car 81. That is the car that won the championship last year with Mickey Quinn behind the wheel. He is a top contender tonight. He has high hopes. Dean Waddell in car 81 with a great start at the front of the grid. Right, they've tallied up those 2 laps, the warm-up 2 laps that they knew about. They're anticipating, you can hear the power being turned on. They're waiting for the green flag, and they have got it. And look at Dean Waddell go. It is straight into first place for the Shape and Spray number 81, Dean Waddell. He lives in Matua, in Tauranga, and he is going. It's hard work for the rest of the field. They're bunched up awesome. Touching there going on between 27, 23 Dave Fillingham, and the other local Jeff Fletcher in car 8. Looks like there's been no casualties, maybe a panel or 2 ripped loose, but they are still flying. The race belongs to Dean Waddell, number 81, the Shape and Spray machine. It's all his. He's well out front from Tony Redfern from Auckland in car 4. And then third place, Richard Bennett, the big Ford Thunderbird number 71. He's raced so well, and look at him go. He's got third place. He has the rest of his 20-lap feature race to work his way up a place or 2 and tally up an extra point or 2, which would be all important. Dean Waddell is absolutely flying in car 81. He has a clear lead. From this very competitive field, things don't look so happy for Morris Cowling in car 27. Oh, his back, the inside wheel is flat. That is the problem for Morris Cowling at number 27. That's why he's fallen back. He obviously lost his tyre on that tangle up between those 3 local cars, and that's cost him his chances of anything like a major place in this race. In fact, he's being lapped already by Dean Waddell. He wags his tail as Dean Waddell goes past. He says, good on you, mate. The race is yours. Give it your best shot. Second place, Tony Redfern from Auckland, the Chev Corvette. It is still 71. Richard Bennett from Huntley in third. He's being chased hard by Bruce Beaumont in the alleyway bargains. Yellow and white, number 6 in fourth place. He may be content with that, although he was well down the track in the first of the finals. He's got to look for maximum points in this final. Number 6, Bruce Beaumont in fourth place. We've got some debris on the track. Someone's lost their tail end bumper. Squarebush are going to do the honours and drag it off. It is just plastic. It couldn't cause any problems for the cars. Rightio, the tail end of the track, tail end of the field quite bunched up. Again, Dave Sutton in car 23, having to work his way around the outside of 27. Morris Cowling. There's a lot of touching going on in this race. You'll see those cars shunting and pushing, looking for any gap. They don't need to be polite. But Dean Waddell still owns this race, well out front in car 81. He's going to face problems shortly as he catches up to the tail enders. But look at him go. Dean Waddell, car 81. Tony Redfern at number 4, still holding that second place. And then third, but only Josh, number 71, Richard Bennett. The big red and blue machine being challenged hard by Bruce Beaumont in number 6. He's sitting pretty in fourth place. Bits and pieces hanging off these cars. There's been more than a few touch-ups. We have seen Morris Cowling in number 27 struggling through this race with that flat tyre. He just wants to finish, even if it means getting that 1 point. That's better than none. He's being lapped. 4 laps to go. They turn on some extra power, some extra hard work. Dean Waddell, car 81, caught up with the tail enders. Oh, he goes right under the tail of Dave Sutton. It almost cost him the race. He pulls out those skills, gets it back on the track as quickly as possible. No problems, maybe a dent or two, but he's still got those board tyres in the shape they're meant to be. A very close call for Dean Waddell in car 81. The yellow flag is out. One of the cars is into the wall. And boy, he has. A great big 405 cubic inch engine pumping away in that Pontiac Trans Am number 81 of Dean Waddell. The car's been set up to produce strong torque without having to rev as hard. It is working a treat for Dean Waddell in car 81. He looks to take 20 points in this race. If only he can stay out the front. He almost got into serious problems with the tail enders just before the yellow flag went out. You saw him nudge his front right under the tail end of Dave Sutton in car 23. For some, that would have meant the end of the race. They would have been so crossed up, they would have spun out and lost their advantage. But not for Dean Waddell. He held it straight. He went on the inside, but he got it back on the track very quickly without losing his place. And there he is out front. Second place and trying hard, challenging hard, Tony Redfern from Auckland in the Chev Corvette. And third place is the blue and red, number 71 of Richard Bennett from Huntley. It's a big Ford Thunderbird. Hasn't it looked mean over these 2 nights of great racing? And they're in fourth place. Good for 16 points at this stage. Is number 6, the Alleyway Bargains machine of Bruce Beaumont. They have a restart. You'll see Morris Cowling sitting on the outside line. He only wants to finish. He knows he hasn't got a show in the world of a major placing. So he goes against the wall, stays out of trouble, lets the others fly. Now counting down the lap. The flag marshal has white flag in hand. It looks like it'll be last lap this time for Dean Waddell in car 81. Look at him go and look at the challenge for 4th and 5th place. Our big dent for number 66, Graham Colson from Stratford. He is challenging hard, number 6, Bruce Beaumont, for that 4th place. But Bruce Beaumont's got the outside line. In fact, Bruce Beaumont could well be through to 3rd place. No siree. Number 81, Dean Waddell. 2nd place is for Tony Redfern. And 3rd place, and heaving a great sigh of relief, will be number 71, Richard Bennett, the Ford Thunderbird from Huntley. What a race. And it was a great challenge on that last lap from number 66, Graham Colson, in the Chev Corvette. He gave it everything to try and get round and take that 4th place. He couldn't quite do it. Would you give a big cheer for that very popular 23-year-old Dean Waddell on his home track, showing the others just how well it can be done. He thumped the car into the wall at the last meeting here on January 2. Both the right-hand side wheels were well and truly buckled when he hit that wall, but the pit crew got straight to work. The moment the car was out the back, they had it straightened out and back a couple of races later. And look at it go tonight. He is a member of the Bay Park Saloon car. There's Jeff Fletcher in car 8. In 3rd place at the moment on the grid. And he's 4th place on the points table at the moment in the Rose Transport machine. Jeff Fletcher, number 8, the 1989-90 New Zealand Grand Prix champion. He lost in a run-off for the New Zealand Grand Prix title in Auckland last weekend. A top contender, Jeff Fletcher, in car 8. You'll see that Tony Redfern, the points leader, is way down the back of the field. And Dean Waddell, 2nd on points so far for the provisional tally, is just 1 place in front of him. They're looking for a start this time. This is going to be saloon car racing at its very, very best. The 3rd of the 3 finals for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships. There's no mucking around. They are flying. And number 96, Lance Jennings, holds that 1st place. Look at the others. And who is that into the wall? It's not Dean Waddell. Very hard for me to see from this angle. It could be number 42. It is Blondie Chamberlain. He will be so disappointed. He's won this title, the New Zealand Saloon Car Champion, 3 times. He was looking to make it 4 tonight. And he has taken a big hit into the wall in car 42. The Houston's Plumbing Centre machine from Stratford, Blondie Chamberlain. It could well be the end of racing for him. What a shame. It was very hard racing into turn 1 and 2 there. They were going 4 wide, as so often happens when that's the case. There is a casualty, and this time it is Blondie Chamberlain, number 42. Right, Blondie Chamberlain is off the track. And hello, is that Dave Fletcher? Jeff? No, it's Dave Sutton pulling into the middle with problems as well in car 23. So they hold the field under the yellow flag while Dave Sutton gets around, a very popular local. Had problems in the last of the finals heats. He looks a little bit doubtful. He's pulling out. That is a very big shame for Dave Sutton. Blondie Chamberlain's car number 42, as you can see, is a horrible mess with the front twisted up. That's two of them out. Maybe this time they get the green flag. If so, we hope that we get a clear start. They do. Watch them going for more this time. It is full power. Do they get rounds? There'll be no holds barred in racing. It is trouble-free. Great stuff. They're away in racing. There is a good deal of nudging, touching, pushing going on. It is shut and shove, looking for a gap, any space at all. But Lance Jennings holding first place at the moment in number 96, the Sparkle Company, number 96, being challenged very hard by Graham Coulson in number 66 from Stratford. Look at them go. It is Alan Savell in car 78, who's there in third place. A big gap between second and third. We're our favourites, number 4, Tony Redfern, and 81, Dean Waddell, right down the tail end of the field. They have got 20 laps, or what remains of this 20-lap race, to work their way out. They will be giving it everything and more. Watch them go. A big fight for main points out of this race between 4, Tony Redfern, Dean Waddell, number 81, and Kevin Fillingham in 61. They need more points to get there. For this race, the third of the 3 finals races in the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships belongs to Lance Jennings from Auckland. Number 96, the Chef Corvette, is absolutely scorching at the moment. And look at Graham Coulson. Look for any chance to get through. He's got extra. Number 4, Tony Redfern, the points leader, is pulled out. Smoke pouring out the back of his car. What a shame. He will be so frustrated and so disappointed. Number 4, Tony Redfern, is out. That means that Dean Waddell in car 81 has to do best here to get through to become the New Zealand champion. Where is he at the moment? He is second to last. He's doing his best to work his way up. Watch him go. Number 81, Dean Waddell, in this big 20-lap race, has to get further up the field to go for maximum points. He's got to add to his tally already. Those 2 race leaders go. They've got the track to themselves. They can wrench every inch of power they can from those cars. Lance Jennings, number 96, being pushed very, very hard by Graham Coulson in number 66. They're going for top points at the moment. Very soon they catch up with the tail enders. That makes it extra hard, makes it extra tricky. And anything can happen, as we saw in the second of the finals races. Dean Waddell in car 81, second on the points table. Hasn't been able to make a single place as yet. Sitting bunched up amongst the tail enders. Right, our race leaders have caught up with the tail enders now. Watch them go. Watch the manoeuvring. Watch for any chance for them to get through. 96, Lance Jennings, he'll be very, very much aware. At number 66, Graham Coulson is right on his tail. He's trying for the inside line. Can he do it? Number 66 is trying hard. quite, but there was only an inch in it. Maybe this time he's leaving an extra hard challenge to the final laps. What a battle. 96 and 66. He tries the outside line this time. No gap, nowhere to go, no chance. He saw number 99, Alan King George from Stratford, go wide, lost a couple of places. Front discs on most of these cars glowing red hot now as they give it everything down the straights and then brake hard around those turns. A big 20-lapper race, always hard on the cars. The flag marshal gets ready with white flag. Time's running out. For Graham Colson in car 66, they have the white flag, those two, 96 and 66. He has gone round the outside. Can he do it? Not quite. That's what happens when you go on the outside line. It means going that little bit extra. But 96 is trapped in behind the tail end. It's going to be side by side. I think he did it. 66. Graham Colson from Stratford may well have inched through. There wouldn't have been more than 6 inches in it. If he's done it at all. It is going to be a photo finish. You can't get much more dramatic than that. The very final straight. Those final inches. Who did the checkered flag go to? It is number 66, Graham Colson. He has done it. He has won the third and final of the final races tonight in the BP New Zealand Saloon Cars Championships. He takes 20 points. We will let the officials do the account and see how good that stands him instead. Look at him, he's a very happy man. Does a 360 on the track. He is ecstatic. Graham Colson from Stratford already has the title of the Auckland 30-lap champion under his belt. The man who suffered 2 flat tyres last night, he didn't hold it back, that didn't hold him back. He still gave it everything, and he has taken the third of the finals races tonight. Graham Colson, give him a big round of applause. And maybe a worried man will be Dean Waddell in car 81, who was second on points up to the start of that race on the provisional count. We're waiting for car 61, the ZHFM machine of Kevin Fillingham from Tuakau. The white Pontiac, which frustrated Kevin earlier in the season when he had endless reliability problems with it. He's got those well and truly sorted out now. It's been a tough championship for him though. He broke the front ball joint last night in racing. You remember him flying around the track, determined to finish with that front inside left wheel hanging loose, going completely the opposite direction that it was meant to. He did finish. He's managed to total enough points tonight to take either second or third place. Here he is, Kevin Fillingham, number 61, grates his way through the gears. He's even had time to give the car a clean. Maybe he decided that those few extra ounces of dirt would hold him up a little bit. And watch this 4-lap runoff in just a second. They're rolling. Remember, the only other traffic they've got to worry about is each other. So it's just going to be fast and furious. They have the green flag, no mucking around, down the first straight, and Kevin is side by side into the first turn. It means that Kevin Fillingham has to go wide. Yes, it does cost him that first place for the moment. What a shame. He'll be looking now to use the advantage of this being his home track to get past, to leave that braking till the very last second and pour on every ounce of horsepower he's got to get past. The race off for second and third place in the championship belongs to Brian Hartley from Palmerston North at the moment. Look at Kevin Fillingham go. He's on the outside line again, side by side into the turn, side by side down the straight. He can't quite do it. Remember, this is only over 4 laps. There's not much chance. It really has to be this time if he's going to do it. Kevin Fillingham from Tuakau on his home track goes very wide into that turn. He'll be disappointed about that. Cost him 2 or 3 car places. It's going to be hard work. It's all uphill from now. Brian Hartley from Palmerston North looks to have it sewn up. Here's a last-ditch effort. Kevin Fillingham gives it everything he's got. Can he pull it out of the hat? Watch this final straight dash. Look at them go. He goes around the outside. No way. He couldn't do it. Never mind, he has taken 3rd place. Ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for your attendance tonight. It's been another huge crowd, and we have turned on the action and the excitement tonight. It has been scorching hot racing. It's been marvellous. We really couldn't ask for anything better for the BP New Zealand Saloon Car Championships, and watching the action tonight and loving it as much as you and me, Campbell Hope, the Auckland BP manager.
Well, yes, thank you very much, everybody, for coming along tonight. The drivers and the pit crews have put on a fabulous evening for us. In fact, 2 evenings. Thank you, one and all.
And we thank BP very much for their support of this great saloon car racing, these championships. The dais has been carried across. We have first, second and third about to be presented. You saw the runoff. He's only just managed to get the straps off and climb out of his car after what will be a disappointment for Kevin Fillingham in that runoff for second and third place. Never mind, there is nothing wrong with 3rd place in the New Zealand Championships. Kevin Fillingham from Tuakau looking so good tonight in his Pontiac. Congratulations, Kevin Fillingham. Had problems at the start of the season when his car went up in flames. No such problems tonight. He's done very, very well for 3rd place, presented with his sash and his prize from BP New Zealand, Kevin Fillingham. The man who struggled his way around the track last night with that broken ball joint on his car. It posed no problems and the car held up very, very well tonight. 2nd place, you saw the runoff. Brian Hartley from Palmerston North in the big Rover, number 38, the former circuit racer who gave away the big roundy racing for Speedway Racing. He bought the big Rover car. The thing has absolutely awesome power, and he turned it on tonight in all of the finals heats, as well as that great runoff for 2nd and 3rd place, Brian Hartley. Congratulations, Brian Hartley making the trip from Palmerston North, presented with his sash and his 2nd place plaque. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, a very, very proud and happy man tonight. The man who always does so well here at the Todd and Pollock Speedway, the farmer from Cambridge, Jeff Fletcher. Jeff, you've done so well. You are looking so good. Are you happy?
I'm ripped. I'm absolutely ripped.
How hard was it?
It was hard. Can I just thank a few people? Just me crew, my father and mother, my wife, all my sponsors, and everyone that has helped us. It's magic.
Racers could not ever win these championships without that marvellous support from their pit crews, their family. It really takes a great deal of dedication by the drivers, the owners of the cars, their pit crews, everyone involved. Jeff Fletcher from Cambridge, he gave it his best shot in the big 30-lapper earlier in the season, overheated his engine, smothered us all in smoke. He was blackboarded off the track. No problems tonight. He is the new BP New Zealand Saloon Car Champion. Look at this collection of goodies, a plaque, a huge engraved trophy, a great big bottle of champagne, which will no doubt be spread over everyone's heads tonight. Good on you.
Thank you very much.
They're going to do a lap of honour. And please give them a very, very big hand as they head past tonight. It has been an enormous amount of dedication on their part to get this far. Three very, very happy drivers. We have seen what has been undoubtedly the very best lineup of saloon cars ever racing together in New Zealand on one track. It's been 2 nights of absolutely superb racing. Ladies and gentlemen, there they go. Please put your hands together. A big cheer, a big hand for first, second and third place in the VP New Zealand Saloon Car Championship. The man standing the tallest, the man holding the cup, the man holding the big bottle of bubbly is Jeff Fletcher, the new New Zealand Saloon Car Champion. And that's what it was all about. Making the way to the finals. They're being drenched. That's part of the ceremony. And look at those smiles.